Hello, welcome to another tutorial. Today I'm going to be making a sweater. I'll be using this yarn. It's clover green in color, and it's 8-ply DK yarn. I will be using a 3mm crochet hook. You also need a pair of scissors and a tape measure. Let's get started. For this sweater, I'm going to make one back panel with the following measurements: 23 inches by 17 inches. And then I'll make two front panels, 17 inches by 10 inches. And lastly, we'll make two sleeves, which are going to be the sleeves are going to be 13 inches by 15 inches. You can adjust these measurements as per your body size, or whether you want your sweater to be cropped or to be long. If you already know how to crochet, or at least you know the basics, this tutorial is not going to be very hard for you to follow. So to begin, you make a slip knot as usual, and then you make an even number of chains plus one turning chain, and the number of chains you make should be an equivalent of the width of the panel that you're making. For me, I'm going to start with the front panel, which is 10.5 inches wide. So get your tape measure, and with a very little stretch, I have 10.5 inches. To begin the next row, we already made a turning chain, so you make a single crochet from the second chain from the hook. Make a single crochet and keep making single crochets all through the foundation chain. I'm making the last single crochet on the chain, and this is how your work should look like at this stage. Now to begin the next row, you chain one and turn your work. Then we're going to start with a half double crochet, followed by a slip stitch, and then another half double crochet in the next stitch, followed by a slip stitch, half double crochet, followed by a slip stitch in the next, half double crochet, and then a slip stitch in the next stitch. That is what the pattern is going to be. It's just a repetition of these two stitches, a half double crochet and a slip stitch. You keep doing that until you get to the end of the row. When you get to the end, you chain one and turn your work, and then you're going to start with another half double crochet followed by a slip stitch. So that means your pattern begins with a half double crochet and ends with a slip stitch for every row you do. Half double crochet and a slip stitch. Where there's a ridge, you can use a stitch marker for this, or just look. It's very easy for you to know where the stitches go because it's an alternate of the previous row. Where you make a half double crochet is where you previously made a slip stitch. I hope that makes sense. Continue doing just that until you get to the end of the row. You have 2 more stitches to go, so half double crochet and finish with a slip stitch. Then chain 1 and turn your work. And this is what the pattern looks like. So we begin with a half double crochet, a slip stitch, half double crochet, slip stitch. It's just a repetition of that. Now this is going to be the same for all the panels. The only difference is the measurements of it. Yeah, but the pattern is just the same. Now I'm going to continue crocheting like this until I get to 17 inches. And that will be one of your front panels, and do the same for the next one. And repeat the same thing for all the panels. So I'm going to finish all my panels off camera and then join them together. So I have another front panel to do, and then I'll make the back panel and then finish with the sleeves and then join them together using a single crochet. Now I have all the panels of this sweater already attached together. The next thing we're going to do is do the ribbing at the bottom, and we want it to be a little bit snatched, so I'm going to show you how to crochet it while reducing the size so that you get that snatch at the waist area. Okay, let's begin. So grab your yarn, I'm going to use a smaller size of hook than the one I was using, just to make sure that it makes the stitches a bit tighter and also smaller because you want that snatch. Okay, attach your yarn on the first stitch, and to secure it, chain 1. Then we're going to chain 12 for ribbing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Chain 1. This is a turning chain, you're not counting it. And then from the second chain, make a single crochet, then single crochet into every chain. So let's confirm that we have 12 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. When you get to when you have your 12 single crochets, we're going to do a slip stitch. Do a slip stitch. Now to begin the next row, slip stitch into the next one, and then turn your work. And then we are going to skip two stitches because these were the slip stitches, and we're going to single crochet on the third. And at the end of this you should be having 12 stitches, so you can keep counting all the time just to make sure. And sorry, I forgot to mention, we are making the single crochet into the back loop only, so that we can get that ribbed effect. $11. 12. Chain 1, that's the turning chain, and then turn your work. And then single crochet into the back loop. We are at the end, so go into the next stitch and make a slip knot, slip stitch to finish that row. Then to begin the next one, we are supposed to slip stitch into the next. And since we want to reduce the number of stitches, make another slip stitch that way. So when you keep doing that, the waist area is going to be reducing as you go. Once you have that, turn your work. And remember, we made 3 slip stitches, so we are going to skip the 3. 1, 2, 3, and then into the next one, make a single crochet into the back loop. And at the end of this row, you should still be having 12 stitches, main 12 single crochets into the back loop only. Chain 1, turn your work, and then single crochets into the back loop only. An alternative way to do this is make the ribbing separately and then attach it. That might be a simpler way of doing it, but for me, I think this makes my work easier so that I won't have to attach it later. And it also makes the work, your project, a bit neat. Yeah, but whatever works for you. If it's easy for you making the ribbing separately and then attaching it, you do that. You'll still get the same effect. You need to look for the last one so you don't miss it. I have 12 single crochets. Okay, so I'm going to go into the next stitch and make a slip stitch to finish that row. And to begin the next one, we need to also make another slip stitch. Now, since we are reducing, we want to reduce the number of stitches you're making. You make a third slip stitch and then skip this 3 slip stitches. 1, 2, 3, and then do single crochets into the back loop. Now, to know where to reduce, you can use a stitch marker. I will be alternating, reducing it twice and then doing a normal row and then reducing it twice. Chain 1, turn your work and continue. You can see it's beginning to form that ribbing effect. So it's the same repetition until you get to the end. As you proceed, this is what your work is going to look like, the ribbing. So that is what you're going to do all around the waist area until you finish. And then we are going to do the same thing for the sleeves, just to make sure that we have that snatched look. And it's also very stretchy. So keep doing that. I'll see you towards the end. Yeah, and we'll be doing the final touches to our project. This is the final look of our project. You can see how the ribbing turned out. And I also decided to add a ribbing on this other side and all around the neck area and back down. And another thing I added to this sweater is the little daisy flowers. If this part is optional, but if you want to learn how to do that, just let me know in the comment section and I'll make a tutorial on how to make the flowers. So that's it. See you in my next video. Don't forget to like, share and comment. Bye.